That was tremendous. The detail and the specificity has only come from time under pressure, right? You have conditioned yourself to be so proficient at this because you've chipped away all the things that don't work. You incorporate humor, you're specific, you have questions on the app you already are getting pre-answered while you're going through it, and you're putting yourself in a position to build so much trust through your knowledge, which has come through time and through the time you've been here.
Yep.
Grady Polson here, Family First Life America. So excited to have the #1 annuity producer in all of Family First Life with us, Brad Allan. Last year protected 960 families, on track this year to protect 2,000 families. And if you know what that's like, it's fantastic. And so Brad right now is going to break us down what he does to set the table, give closure, clarity, and how he structures his annuity presentations.
Absolutely. Thank you, Grady. All right. So, finding the fixed indexed annuity. So first of all, what is an annuity? It's basically an interest-bearing savings account. So there's fixed annuities that doesn't really care what the market's doing, good or bad. It's the same return of interest. It's a contract, right? 5, 7 years, whatever, and then you're out of the contract. But you know exactly what you're getting with a meaike, a multi-year guaranteed annuity, right? It's going to just return the same thing. Actually, Athene just raised their rates up over 4%, which is amazing. You guys should take a look at that. But I haven't sold a meaike. So there's that. And then there's variable. I actually have my Series 63 and my Series 6. I can do variable. I don't. I've seen people lose money, and I'm in the business of, we are in the business predominantly of certainty instead of speculation. So you're trading some speculation of maybe I'm going to make a 30-point return on my money. It's like, well, yeah, and you may lose 30 points on your money as well. So we're not dealing with speculation. We're dealing with certainty, and the hybrid, not the fixed, not the variable, is the fixed indexed. And that's what I would like to talk to you about, is a fixed indexed annuity, particularly with Athene. They're one of our flagship carriers. I just write like everything with Athene. They win awards. They're fantastic people. I've been to their corporate office. They're, just a quick little story. There was a guy retiring from Boeing. I came from Seattle, and he was looking at pulling the trigger on his pension. Okay. And I said, well, a pension is an annuity. Social Security is an annuity. Annuities have been around since the Roman days, right? So it's not a new concept. But what I'm talking about is the #1 company in fixed index annuities with Athene, with the #1 product, the agility. And all humility aside, I'm the #1 guy that does these things. So you could go with something that's not #1, but I don't know that I would. I would go with the #1, company, product, and person, just saying. So Athene's really good. They have really good stuff. And it's kind of like Americo is always ahead of everybody for some reason. So is Athene. I mean, they just really are. Anyway, enough about Athene. So how do you find an index annuity? Because I've got agents that have been with me a couple of years and they haven't written one. That's because they've stopped looking. All right, so here is how you find them. When you're doing your financial inventory, you can buy annuity leads, but they usually don't work. So you find them where you find them if you're looking. And so when you get down through, like in my example, my financial inventory, first I start on budget because everybody is worried about what's this going to cost me? What am I going to get out of it? And so I want to understand kind of their cash flow, because that becomes important when you write an annuity. Because if they're eating top ramen for dinner every night, it's going to be rough sledding, right? So when you get to the middle section of my financial inventory where I talk about, investment, what do you have that looks or acts like insurance that could pay off your debt at the time of your death? And that's the golden question. And you hear things like IRAs or 401ks or 403bs. I always circle it, and I circle it again. And before I leave the house, I say, all right, so we got the life business done, which is fantastic. Now let's talk about protecting your retirement account. And so if you could grab a statement for me, that would be great. Most people can't. Either they're saying they can't find it or they just don't want to do it, that's okay. There's only two types of money when it comes to funding an index annuity. It's either qualified money, and so that's pre-tax. It's qualified for the tax exemption until you turn age 72. Used to be 70 and a half. Now it's 72. When you get to age 72, you have to start drawing from it for required minimum distributions for tax purposes, right? So if they can't find a statement, that's all right. It's like, what kind of money is it? When you're doing the budget piece, maybe they have $100K in the bank. When you get to the middle section and it's like, what do you have that acts like insurance? Maybe they have an orphan 401k. Orphan 401ks are the easiest thing to write. And so when you see that money and they say that, yes, I wish somebody would manage this for me, because most of the people we're dealing with are not seen by anyone. They're under the radar from somebody that's, managing a portfolio. They're not seven figures. They don't have $1 million to protect. They have like 50K or 75. The actual average indexed annuity amount is 138,000. So you're going to find some big ones. You're going to find some small ones, but the average is 138,000. And when you get as a commission 5.25% off of the money you roll over and protect, that's not nothing. I mean, that's like, on the leaderboard, that's 13 families protected. And so when I said you can jump the line on your way to the red jacket, that's how you do it, folks, is if you're only writing accidental or term or whole life, and it's like 1,000 here, whatever, right? A family here, a family there, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I do that. That's how I find my annuity opportunities. But when you find those, don't just fold like a taco, because so many people do that. It's like, oh, it's too complicated. I can't do it. It's going to be all of this stuff. And the sales tail is so long. And I got what I wanted out of this house and on to the next. So I'm guilty of this myself. When I went to Shawn Ruggiero and I said, hey, I'm sitting on 72 annuity opportunities. What do I do? And he's like, what? It's like, well, yeah, I've been collecting them, and I'm ready. I'm ready to, start working on these.
72.
And he's like, they're dead. The people aren't dead, but the opportunity is dead, because what? Why would you? No, that is not how you do it. So time is not our friend. We're in the life insurance business, right? Time is not our friend. Oh, I'll get back to them tomorrow. Do you think I should wait? The answer is always no. Time is not your friend in anything we do. In particular, in this case, index annuities, you want to get them excited as soon as possible. You're looking for savers. You're looking for people that you can help. And when you walk out of that house, if you don't have a statement, you at least have a follow-up appointment in less than 3 days. I never wait more than 3 days. It's like, is this a good time next week? Because you were here 6 o'clock on Tuesday night this week. You should be available next week at 6 o'clock as well. Why don't you grab a statement for me and I'll be back? No. I don't do same-day sales with annuities. They typically roll right off the books. It's like, who was that masked man? He was so handsome. Compelling. It's like, they were just totally under my spell. And when they wake up from that, they're gonna, cancel on you. So don't do same sits. It's a 2-sit, but it is not 5 sits. It's 2 sits. So the first sit is finding it and teeing up the opportunity, where it's basically like this. An index annuity participates in the market's growth, but not its loss. Stay within 10% of account values access annually. So like 100K, you can take out 10. Don't take out 11. That puts a governor on your spend, so you're not going to outlive your money in 10 years. That sounds good, right? You don't want to outlive your retirement account in 10 years, so they're helping you make sure that you don't outlive your money. Stay within 10%, no fee. So there's no risk of loss, because it only participates in the market's gains without a cap, and it does not participate in the market's losses. Does that sound good to you, Bob? Yeah, it sounds really good. I would like to make sure to avoid the down markets. It's like, fantastic. So there's no risk, there's no fee, and there's no cap. These are uncapped strategies. Market goes up 20%, you participate in that 20%. It's a point-to-point indexing strategy. right? And so, Bob, I have a homework assignment for you. Just like I give people scores for their health, it's taking them back to school again. I have a homework assignment for you, Bob. If you so choose, I'll know if you're serious when I come back tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. I want you to check out FIAbenefits.com. So like fixed indexed annuities, benefits.com, FIAbenefits.com. I know these two gentlemen that you're going to see in those videos, Tom Hegna and Shawn Ruggiero. I used to work in the same company with Tom, and I do work in the same company with Shawn. These are buddies of mine, and they do this internationally. It's the best of the best of the best. I'm not going to put you in a place that doesn't put you in a better spot than when I found you. So does that make sense to you, Bob? I'm going to be back tomorrow night. Try to find your statement. If not, when I come back tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, we'll find it together. So I come back the next day. It's 6 o'clock. They are very excited, typically. About 50-50, they've done their homework. That's okay. It doesn't matter. It's just I want to keep them engaged, right? And then when I sit down, that second appointment, I write an app every time. I mean, it's maybe 1 or 2 times that I don't write an app, because I've teed the opportunity up so high that there's so much interest that it's not just sitting down to run an illustration and then it's like, great, now you understand what it could do for you. Let me know what you think. No. I crack the laptop and I take the number that's in the defined contribution plan, like $100K in a 401k that's with Fidelity, that's orphaned or whatever, right? And I plug in $100K into the illustration tool with Bob's age, and it's qualified money. And I look at either, I typically do the Performance Elite when it's going, the Performance Elite 7, it's no bells or whistles. It has the highest non-guaranteed interest rate that's going to be returned for a client. So if you're looking for somebody that's just like quick and dirty, no bells or whistles, highest non-guaranteed interest rate, go with the Performance Elite 7. It's the flagship product right out of the gate. It's really strong. But if you're looking for some stuff, and you really want to know your audience, you want to know what their requirements are, you want to know who you're talking to, the agility is super strong. So the agility, they've actually raised the benefit-based bonus. It's as high as I've ever seen it. It's got a lot of stuff in there, right? And so when you run the illustration, you can get good at illustrations. You should be practicing. Make sure that your writing code is in good standing. Make sure you're good with the state. And when you sit back down, you run that illustration. I always go out 10 years. So it's like, Bob, you're 49. Look at when you're 59. And it's pretty mind-blowing, especially with the agility. I do a lot of agility. I say, look at this, bonus they give you. If you drop dead, then your family's going to get today 35 points on your money in a 5-year payout. So you drop dead, that 100K, it's either cash money 100K or 135,000 in a 5-year payout to your family. I mean, think about that. That's like free money. You're dead, but they're getting 35,000. That's like a free final expense policy right there, right? In a 5-year payout, and it lowers the beneficiary's tax burden. There's just so many facets to why that makes sense. But if you don't die, and I hope you don't, when you get to the end of the 10-year, it's a bigger paycheck for life. And don't forget this. Indexed annuities are the only thing that has longevity credits. Right? It's not your 401k. It's not your bars of gold in your safe in the basement. It's not your real estate or your big boat or any of that. Nothing but an index annuity is going to have a longevity credit. So you put in 100K and you've got a paycheck for life when, 10 years down the line, you're 59, you flip on paycheck for life and you live until you're 89. You've long since exhausted the 100K that you gave to Athene, but they just keep paying you that paycheck. And psychologically, people live longer when they know they have a check in the mail. It's like, oh my God, I think this is it, Elizabeth, here I come, and pneumonia is going to get me. It's like, oh no, that's right. Next week is my, $2,000 Athene annuity checks coming in. I don't feel that bad, right? I mean, seriously, people do live longer when they know they have money in the mail. So, and I say these things to people, right? I want them to be excited about this because finding it is super easy if you know what you're looking for. Writing it is like writing any application. It's not that hard. The suitability worksheet is the most important piece. It's basically asset to debt ratio and cash flow. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Lean on the AMS team. If you don't know what you're doing, you can talk to somebody that's done a lot of it. You can talk to the AMS team. They turn around a request in a day. I mean, Shawn and team, Shawn, Bridget, Nicole, they're rock stars. I mean, you can't throw something over the fence and it'll be within a day, 2 days. I don't think it's ever taken 2 days. And it's a strong recommendation. So you don't need to be the expert. You need to be the person that identifies the opportunity and doesn't fold like a taco. So you write the application. It goes into the AMS team. They say that, yes, this should be forwarded to Athene. It goes to Athene. It gets approved through suitability. This is where it gets fun, okay? Funding the annuity is when it's actually real. So money has to move from XYZ company to, in this case, Athene. And so now time is entered the picture. Remember, time's not our friend. So now time, a day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. And so now brother Phil is in Bob's ear. Oh, annuities are a horrible idea. Your money's going to be totally locked up. And then Bob's in my ear. It's like, well, my brother Phil, he can spell finance. He thinks this is a horrible idea because my money's locked up. It's like, well, Phil isn't licensed and trained in this stuff. Stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. So like you overcome an objection before it happens, super important. I educate people all the way along. I do really well, Bob, unless I come up against the FBI model. It's like, what's the FBI model, Brad? It's like friends, brothers, in-laws. Man, if you got an FBI in your ear, we're in trouble. So do you have anybody in your friends, friends, brothers, in-laws, anybody that you think is going to be against this? Because if so, we should be talking with them now, because I don't want to get down the path and have you get cold feet, right? I need you to be strong with me. The people that have your assets under management, that's how they feed their families. They're not going to want to let go of this money. It doesn't matter if it's 20K or 20 million. They don't want to lose AUM. So they're going to be dripping fear and doubt in your ear. This is a bad idea, Bob. Your money's locked up. That can't be true. They can't give you 35 points on your money. That's just, well, how did you meet this guy? What, he came over in Nike shoes and golf shorts and a t-shirt? Oh my goodness, he can't, do you see me? I'm in a three-piece suit, man. I'm serious. I'm a businessman. This guy's, he's not true. He's not real. So I just tell people up front, this is what you're going to hear. This is what you're going to see. I need you to stay strong with me because I got you. I'm going to be with you at every moment. So once you get it approved and you get on the phone with the client and the people that are holding the assets, you're looking for transfer instructions so they can liquidate the account, either move a check to the client or move it directly to Athene in this case. And then once it's received and it's funded, then you're actually in the indexed annuity. About 5 days later, typically the policy comes to me, and then I sit down with the client yet again. So it's kind of like there's 3 stages. There's the finding and the writing. And then there's the middle stage, which is the funding. That's the most critical piece. You will not get everyone funded. I hope you do. I haven't. I tried to keep it around 80%. Okay, just like 70% placement persistency with life volume, you want to stay around 70 to 80% on the annuities as well. Otherwise, you're wasting the back office's time and they're going to get angry with you. So don't just write everything. Make sure that you're very disciplined and structured, and reach out for help because there's a lot of people here that want to help you. So once it's been found, funded, and you've done the delivery receipt, you've delivered the packet, then every year you should be checking in with these people because there's a strategy transfer opportunity, which is yet another opportunity to sit in front of somebody and they may need more help from you. They may be so excited about what's happened that they've got a referral network they want you to go into. I found so many annuities man, this is fantastic. I didn't even know this was possible. You need to talk to my brother Phil that can spell finance. We've converted him. Actually, he wants one of these. Well, of course he does. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Brad.
That's basically how you do that.
Referrals on the back end.
100%. Yeah.
So, okay. A couple of things. FFLAMS.com.
Absolutely.
So you're new, you're with us. If you're not, join us. To reach out to Brad, reach out to someone from our office, whoever shared this video with you. But FFLAMS is our massive resource center. We're doing 200, 300 million a year in annuities and illustrations and index universal life products. Yep. That's our main hub. You got to be contracted with us, but then you get access. If you're not, then you can email them at
FFLAMS.
FFLAMS at Family First Life? Or AMS at familyfirstlife.com? What if they can't get in? There's probably a contact form on that page. I'd imagine they've got an email on there.
Probably. I've never actually.
You're already in. You were in before they built it because we were growing. But FFLAMS.com, start there.
Yeah.
FIAbenefits.com.
Yes.
Go there.
Absolutely.
And start to educate yourself. You haven't just sat in homes. I'm sure you've gotten some of Tom Hegna's books. Yeah. I'm sure you've watched videos on how to sell an annuity, a fixed index annuity on YouTube. You've watched other people's word tracks, put them and made them your own. Yeah. Like, this is a skill set that you all can develop. Annuities are amazing products. IULs, I've got 5 in my home. My father sold IULs for 30 years. I absolutely love Index Universal Lives. Mm-hmm. They are an advanced product. Does it advanced mean it's something that you can't learn or understand? No, it just means we want you to learn how to sell term and whole life first so you can pay your bills. Right. And then we want you to put yourself in a position where you start to educate yourself. If you want to make this your career like we have, commit to it. Educate yourself. Get inundated and excited about the things you're going to get to learn. How much more do you manage your own money now? Like, how much? Like, just, I mean, I'm sure you still buy things, but but your awareness on money, your awareness on the way money works, awareness on the intention. You know, it's so true. I've got a buddy who's got a bunch of assets under management, and he shows up in a suit and tie and tells his clients he's doing his job. And the market goes up, market goes down, their money goes up, their money goes down. He gives them a thumbs up. He gets 1%, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's so to put your money with an annuity company. Now, granted, if you need access to it, all the different things, you know, where this isn't financial advice, but for people that need a product like that to protect it or to allow it to grow or to turn on an income stream down the road, Athene's the pinnacle. And we are a top partner with Athene, and the education we have to teach you how to go protect those clients when you sit in the homes and ask them the silver or the golden question. Correct. Puts you in a position. So any final thoughts on annuities as we send them off for their day?
So when you ask somebody, you know, that you circle the annuity money, like in this case, 100K, I always ask them, how much of that are you willing to lose? I mean, it's kind of a rhetorical question. Everybody says none. And I say, because I already know the answer is coming, how much of this are you willing to lose? They say none. I say, so why is it still sitting there? Because we have the power to actually remove all of the risk today. So you'll only go up, not down. 100% realized gains as opposed to paper gains, removing all the risk. Why are we waiting? I'll be back tomorrow. You just got to be very confident, very assumptive, very assertive, and be a student of your craft. You'll get better and better at this, I promise you, and you got a lot of people here. Say we do this all the time, because we do. We're really actually very good at it.
Drop a BA in the comments below. Slam your thumbs and nose and toes on that keyboard to show Brad some love and appreciation for all he shared with us. If you're watching us now, you're probably watching this on YouTube, which is great. We've got a lot of other great videos around here. If you want to connect with Brad, you can find him on Instagram at where?
Brad_Allan, ALLAN, Brad_Allan_ on Instagram. Mm-hmm.
There you go. Connect with Brad. Brad, tremendous, amazing, grateful. Thank you for your time under pressure. Thank you for your stress and your no-shows and your no funds and all of the things and your cancellations to get to the point where you master the skills you're able to teach the way you have. It was an honor and an appreciation. And guys, digest this stuff. This is how you get better, is you listen to great people and you make it your own. So Brad, without further ado, thank you. To all of you out there, make today a great day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.